Yeah, I think it's something that should have happened a long time ago. I think my only problem with it is I don't necessarily understand if you have to scale a workout, like if you didn't have muscle ups and you were RX, does your score drop? Or like that's what I'd like to see is I think the complaint in the past has always been like the what was it 2011 or 12 with the 7 minutes of burpees. What year was that? 11 or that was 12, right? And the dude that's a burpee dancer from Russia wins the workout, and then the next week he like can't snatch the opening weight or something. I can't remember what it was. But I think if you have minimum standards, I realize this is probably a huge technology thing, but if you have a minimum standard, I think if you can't do the minimum standard, but you already have a score, that it should just fall down, and everybody else, because that eliminates the super specialists, right? The Russian burpee dancer guy, and for instance, one of our guys, Tom Soroka, one of our weightlifting coaches. Yeah, he put up a 405 on 15-1A and did a round or something like that at 15-1, and then 3 comes out and he doesn't have muscle ups yet, right? So his score is still up there though, as he doesn't immediately go to the scaled division. His huge 405 still stays up there, and my opinion, no offense, Tom, my opinion would be that they should drop, right? If you can't complete the minimum requirements, but you already put up a huge score, you get rid of the super specialists, and then you get a more balanced leaderboard. And I think the leaderboard already this year has been way more balanced than in the past. Just 15-1A kind of did that, and I like it, but I think the execution, if that's not happening, which I don't think it is, could be a little bit better. I mean, the reality is that the Open is an affiliate-driven thing, right? So as long as affiliates are saying to their members, sign up, they're going to sign up, right? I think that 99% of people on Earth that are in CrossFit gyms or are doing CrossFit at this point, don't think they're going to regionals, right? I could be wrong on that, but I mean, I don't have scientific data to back it up, but there's a very few people that think they're going to regionals, right? Like we have 50 people from my gym signed up. None of them think they're going to regionals, except Nicole, obviously. None of them think they're going to regionals. So I don't think it's gonna hurt registration for the Open. I do think that it's gonna make more people go team, which in my opinion is stupid, because five out of 40 is a whole lot better than 3 out of 48 was, right? So you had 3 out of 48 last year. This year you have 5 out of 40. I don't care who it is, right? Somebody's gonna. I don't care if it's everybody in the world. It's still a better percentage, and you still have. I think the leaderboards at regionals will be way more skewed. Like in the past, we've seen just 1 or 2 people kind of run away with it. There's been very few close regions in the past. And I think that everything will be a lot closer, and it'll be about execution there. And I don't think it matters if you're a big name or not. I think it matters whether you execute at regionals. And that's going to be even more important this year, I think. I think some regionals will be better. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, because typically you, like in the past, you're watching, just as a spectator, you're watching a first heat or a second heat, and the scores are terrible, and you don't know who's out there, and blah, blah. You might see games competitors in the first heat now, right? So, and not just because they kind of sandbag the Open, right? So, and shit, there's games competitors right now that are not in the top 20 in their region. There's like 10 of them, right? So, I think everything's kind of been flipped upside down, and maybe the I don't know, maybe the focus of the whole thing's going to be a little different now. And I do think it's going to create, I don't know if they were trying to do this or not, but I do think it's going to create an even higher tier of eliteness, right? You're only going to be, the region's only going to be between 10 people really, right? And in the past, I mean, that's cool, but in the past it was between It was your friend from the gym happened to qualify for regional. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And then they went to regionals and came in 40th. Right? Now it's going to be none of that. It's not going there's not going to be any recreational athletes qualifying anymore. So, I mean, it should be a fun show, I guess. Hopefully the events kind of bolster the competition.
But you don't think it'll affect the games any?
I do.
Probably the same people.
I do. I think it's going to make I don't know if I should say this or not. I think it will make I think the decision to try to get the best there for one region, really, right? There's only one region that this thing was for, and that's the Central East, right? Which Rich is out of now apparently, and possibly NorCal, right? So the decision to get more, to allow more of those guys to go, is now going to make the men's games field weaker, because I say this with all due respect, right? Australia's got 5 spots, Europe's got 5 spots. On the men's side, that's not a good thing, right? And now I coached Chad McKay for 2 years, 2 top 10 finishes. That's the highest Australian male games competitor. The highest European male games competitor is Mikko Salo. Has anybody else broken the top 10? Has there been another male from Europe? And now they have 5 spots. Africa's not going to compete with them, right? So I feel like you're going to get 4 people that probably shouldn't be, maybe even more, all right? You're going to get 4 people that maybe shouldn't be there on the men's side, and then on the women's side, I think it's fairly good for the women's side, right? Because Europe's extremely strong female, Australia's extremely strong female-wise. You can make the argument there's only really one region that's not super strong. I'm not going to name it, but there's only one region that's not really super strong on the women's side. But yeah, I think it makes the men's field worse and the women's field better. I probably shouldn't have said that.
No,
Well, I mean, it's true though. You've never had anybody above that I can remember. Since 2009, you've never had anybody above where Chad's finished, right, from Australia. Rob was pretty high last year, like 12 or something like that. And then from Europe, it's never even been close. Nobody's even sniffed attacking those top guys. To make the men's field better, you made the men's field worse, right? I would have been happy with 4 for Australia and 4 for Europe, right? But the problem is you have to be fair, right? So you have to divide them equally. But yeah, I think you have enough history now, and enough data from past games and past regionals, et cetera, that you could do a college football type. Like the major conferences get more spots than you know what I mean? Like, I definitely think you could come up with something like that.
I mean, because they're trying to legitimize it, so why not fucking go all the way?
However, genius, the tape line for 15-4. Tape line's the best thing I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh, you have to have a good handstand.
Yeah.
You can't just lock your arms out, right, and be in a terrible handstand. You have to have a good handstand. Yeah. So if you don't have a good handstand, you're screwed. I told you I'll talk way too much.